then I came to you.
No, you've been coming here longer than I've been around.
No. Before you.
But I thought your daughter was a chiropractor.
Yeah, she was. I never went to her.
You never went to a chiropractor?
No, because she lived far away, and I took a test with her at the final exam
At Palmer.
at Palmer. She had me do it. It's the first time
Yeah.
I ever was beyond to share. She went 4 years to school there and never went to a chiropractor. She did it on Upward Hills.
But that was your first adjustment?
Yeah.
Ever? And then after that, you went on a sabbatical from
I
chiropractic?
never did anything for anything until this started to get the rashes. And Dad says, you've got to start doing this chiropractic. It's going to help you.
So you went without chiropractic for a while.
Well, yeah, quite a while.
So your daughter went to grad school. She became a chiropractor.
Yep.
You got adjusted once by her.
Yeah.
Years later,
Yeah.
speed ahead.
Yeah, and she moved down, got married, and became a chiropractor in Davenport, Iowa.
Yeah.
And then they moved down in the last year or so. But she was down there for quite a few years working as a chiropractor with another guy. And Barb loved to do it, but I just never sensed I needed it.
Yeah.
And then suddenly she started explaining to me, you've had some problems with your health, and
Yeah.
what has happened?
Yeah.
And I said, I don't know. I think it's because you you need some subluxation.
Yeah. Well, you are subluxated.
I am
and
subluxated.
You need to be
Yeah.
unsubluxated. You know what's so funny? Is most
Yeah.
people think they don't need chiropractic because they feel fine.
Yeah, that's right.
Isn't that crazy?
They don't need anything.
You know, but most of the time you get a problem
Yeah.
that you can't feel until it's too late.
Yeah.
So we always make sure to teach people that health is not how you feel, it's
Yeah,
how you function.
that's true.
And if your spine controls the function of your body, you should probably take care of it.
Yeah, that's true.
From the time you have it
Yeah.
until the time you don't have it, which
Yeah.
is like, we're all born with spines.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we should probably,
We should keep doing it
we should
there,
probably
too.
take care of it from birth until
Yeah.
tomb, from womb until tomb.
Yeah.
So that's great. So you ended up starting chiropractic care
Yep.
when you got a rash.
Yeah. Well, because
when I first met you,
well,
I mean-
I had started some rashes from them too. But Becky had said, Dad, your problem is you got to get alignments.
Yeah.
And you're going to get that when you go. But Barb had already been going to you for quite a while.
Yeah.
And then I was about to. I said, okay, I'll go see what it's all about.
Yeah.
And I felt that after adjustments, it started to straighten my spine and get things back working like it should be. And I
Yeah.
think it came out to be a good habit there. And so I just, the other family, the whole rest of the family, Becky always worked on all of them. You know, every time she came to one of my brothers and sisters' house,
Right.
everybody turned their back on her.
So that's a joke in chiropractic. Everybody turns their back on us.
Yeah, it is. So that just became part of the deal. But it was like that. And I had something else I was going to tell you about. This is only going to take 2-3 minutes. I don't want to get on too long because you may be cut out parts of it. But I did, Barb, and I did mention one more thing about asking about medicines and how many medicines you take, or what do you call them? Yeah.
Well, I asked Barb if
Yeah.
she was on drugs, and
Yeah.
she looked at me like I was crazy.
She
thought I was talking about the
have
ones that were illegal.
I have 4 drugs though, and I'm on
Yeah.
red prescriptions right now. It's just blood sugar and this and that and that. And I'm using those, but I think this is still a major part of it.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
you're testing me in that.
Well, if a drug can fix a subluxation, then we would be out of business.
That's right. No,
But
that's
it
right.
can't.
It can't.
You
No.
know.
But it's Dr. Popular down the road here. He's been giving me things, but it has cured what I thought would be high blood pressure and high this and high that and things like that too.
And there's certain things in chiropractic. You know, I think when people hear of a chiropractor, we think that we're anti-medicine.
Yeah.
And it's not
Oh,
that
no,
we're
no,
it's
you're
not
not.
we're anti-medicine.
Remember.
It's just we know that there's
Yeah.
there are physical laws to the body, and sometimes there's just limitations to matter where the body's gotten so weak or damaged
Yeah.
that sometimes you have to be on a drug or a
Yeah.
medication.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that we still shouldn't preach the message that
No.
our body is fearfully and wonderfully made, and it's not
Yeah.
genetically set up to fail, which
Yeah.
I think you believe that.
Oh yeah, I did. God has given us a body and a design to cure anything, and we shouldn't have to have problems like that. You know, I can't believe that God would say, "Oh, you got everything in your body. I can tell. Put that Colvic. I forgot to put that in you."
Yeah.
That to take that, I had found the cure for that in your body, but it's a listing of body and movement and development.
You know, I always find it
Help you love.
just completely fascinating on like scriptures where it talks about us being, you know, we always want to give our kids really good gifts,
Yeah,
you know, and we're evil.
yeah.
And as a father, I want to give my kids
No,
good gifts. I want
no.
to give them tricycles.
Yeah,
I want to
yeah.
give them bikes. I want to give them vacations. I want to give them,
Yeah.
you know, cookies. You know,
Yeah.
and if our father being being perfect, why would he say, "Boom, here's you know, heart disease.
Yeah.
You know, thanks for being such a good son. Here's a disease process." And they say, "Well, that's the will of the Father."
It
I said,
is.
"That's just crazy
No, it
talk."
is,
You know.
it is. So bad.
So I don't think that's his will.
Yeah.
I think that's us living outside of his will
Yeah.
that gives us those
Yeah, it
things.
is. When we are in alignment with His purpose for our life, we can get screwed up every time.
Yeah, yeah.
And we've got to adjust that and make sure we. Now, so
That alignment is important, both
it is
physically,
Yeah.
emotionally, and
mentally.
spiritually.
Yeah, and I can say you can respond back to me with some of those things.
Yeah.
And just while I'm saying, I'll just tell my story, and then
I think you talk more about that rash because the first time I met you, you came in
yeah,
wrapped in gauze.
yeah,
Almost looked like you had leprosy.
it is. I had a hand issue. and
You
it
were
was-
scared to touch people,
Yeah, that's right.
right?
'Cause I
Was that pre-COVID?
Oh yeah.
Or right in the middle of it?
Well, we're quite before that.
Yeah.
Quite a year or so before that. I
Yeah.
think. We didn't get into it till that late. I'll say that my wife had a very important influence in making me come, and of course my daughter too.
Yeah.
But how do you want to start this thing? You just
We're already 6 minutes in.
Are you okay?
How'd you like the conversation
It
so
was
far?
having great fun.
It's pretty easy,
Great
isn't it?
No, it is. But it's not what I want to tell you.
Oh, let's hear it then.
Let's
Tell me
go.
what you
I
want to
think-
say.
Well, I, as a father of 3 kids, they all had profession possibilities, and our youngest daughter decided she'd like to be a chiropractor. She thought she was going to be an animal person that worked with them, but she found it's much better to heal people than to heal animals.
Right.
And so she was excited about that. But I watched her over 4 years at the Palmer Chiropractic School down in Davenport, and she really enjoyed her life, but she always wanted to work on her father because she did everybody else, but I never really got into that and felt that was necessary. So I was able to go to her final exam, and she asked if I would be her patient to show her professor. And I did that, and I realized that, gee, there's something here. You know. And yet I didn't jump into it until a little later. And when I started getting some rashes in my body and medicines that I thought I needed to take, I asked her, what is wrong? He said, you are just not aligned, Dad. You need to get aligned in your body, and these things that are there are going to work themselves out and be adjusted to you, and you'll feel much better.
Yeah.
And I have been doing that now, and from you, even the last number of years, and we've been looking forward to visiting because we just haven't had the need, but my back is bad. It's in line, but it's going to be adjusted.
Yeah.
And that's what helps it make it. It just slight misadjustment can ruin your whole physical health and mental health and mental health.
Yeah.
Very important in this thing is you got to have a positive spirit and a positive knowledge of yourself, but you just have to study and learn how to live right and eat right, but take care of your body through this care.
Yeah.
So that's how I'm sure. So I'm staying healthy for the grandkids, 13 grandkids, and I want to stay healthy for them for many more years. I'm 76, and I hope I can live many more years. My dad passed away at 76, and I'm hoping I'm going to have at least 5-6 more years of that. But I want to stay healthy for them, and the only way I see I can do that is coming to your office here and getting an adjustment a couple times a week. It's very important to me.
Yeah. It's not so much about living longer, but
No.
the years that you're
But
here
are healthy.
good quality
Yeah.
years.
So I can't go out and work with that. And be active. And I think you've learned from you to get out and walking, do exercise, get involved. Don't just sit home and watch TV. Get
right.
going with it. And it's very important, I think, for life. And I've kind of thought through that. I was going to tell you a little story about three bones in our body that we really need. And I really learned that over the time. These 3 special bones are in our bodies, and the first one is a wishbone. We need to have in our life when we start a desire to do something, wherever it is in our stage of life, but to do something swell and wish on things. The second thing is to have a backbone, which is a opportunity to get the job done, and you have to do it. And a backbone is important in life too. then you have to have a funny bone, and you have to learn to laugh at yourself, because you really have to learn. At times you do dumb things, and you have to say, look in the mirror and just laugh. I do that once in a while. Just look in the mirror and just say, oh, you dummy, what did you do that for? And we have to do that. But I think lessons in life are good health and good eating, but also good repair of your body on a regular basis. So I'm really glad that I've come to you and learned some good lessons from my daughter about treating me with some rashes I've had, and these things have gone away now, and my body feels physically healthy, and I'm thankful for the opportunity to work together.
That's incredible.
Good.
I
So,
appreciate you, Brian.
Good.
Thanks for sharing that.
I'm
And,
honored to do it. I believe in
words
you.
of wisdom from
Well,
life experience.
it's some
right
things.
there.
God's good and given us a wonderful life, and we've enjoyed what we've done in our life in ministries.
Yeah.
Served in Christian camping for 40 years, and a long time, helping kids find the Lord and growing in our love for Him, and that's important for us. But it's
Yeah.
also helping to keep our body in shape too. He expects us to do that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Amen. Amen. Thank you, sir.